Three, two, one. Welcome back to another edition. Welcome back to another edition of The Way of the Daniel. It is April 11th, 2024. 3 days after the new moon solar eclipse. The new moon solar eclipse. And our astrological weather forecast. For today is the sun is at 22 degrees Aries, and of course moon is in Gemini, 8 degrees Gemini. Hence, what better moon to come back to the speeches of the way of the Daniel than moon in Gemini. And I emphasize the speeches of the way of the Daniel because the way of the Daniel goes on regardless of whether we are speaking or not, whether we are delivering speeches to a live audience that we have here today or not. These speeches are, in fact, just a tiny portion of the way of the Daniel. We also have Mercury retrograde at 22 degrees Aries, Venus at 8 degrees Aries. Quite a bit of Aries action going on, along with the North Node at 15 and Chiron at 19. Mars, 15 degrees Pisces. Jupiter, 19 degrees Taurus. Saturn, 14 degrees Pisces. Uranus, 21 degrees Taurus. And then we got Neptune and Pluto. Neptune coming to the end of Pisces. Who knows what will be in store when Neptune crosses into Aries? We've been gone for a while. The last video that I filmed said 3 weeks ago. And in my absence, the reason we were gone is because I have been getting my ass kicked. And generally, filming videos is not on the high priority list. When we get our ass kicked, usually we isolate from the world. Generally speaking, we are like, fuck the world. Anyways, but we're back for various reasons. We're back with this new moon, and we are on the fight again. I don't know if we'll continue these videos as a part of that fight, as as part of this moon cycle, because this is a solo fight. But as always, I do like to continue and not be too far away from working on our speech and speaking to others, not purely from a place of speaking in their world. But I suppose in these videos with the way of the Daniel that I can come to speak a little bit, from my world, because I can interact with people in the public sphere. I can dance and tiptoe on the eggshells. I can interact and play by the societal structured rules of conformity, of blending in. But I do not frequently get the comfort or the notion or capability, I don't know the right word, to put forth myself to to work on deliberateness in where I would want to take the interaction, to put forth any kind of deliberateness or intent in the interaction. Usually, when I interact with people, it is very lighthearted or playful banter. But that is not where we aim for with the way of the Daniel, because the way of the Daniel is very serious. The way of the Daniel is very serious. Very serious. With regards to, I don't know, with regards to something. With regards to and serious, we don't mean serious in stern, grumpy. We don't mean serious as stern, grumpy. We mean serious as in super meaningful. Serious as in don't fuck around. Serious as in it's just not a good description that we're finding right now. Sort of serious as in that moment in Lord of the Rings where that's funny. That you could say that Lord of the Rings is a very, very serious movie. Very serious. And I don't know how far we can go with that. And I have surpassed the 5 minutes for this speech. So, one thing I did want to talk about, though, is is some of our strategies for this moon cycle that have been first day was fucked. Um it was like a reckless pursuit of freedom, but the strategies that have been really good this moon cycle, repetition, repetition of, and the music we're listening to right now is pretty awesome actually, because the image of the YouTube video uh is quite similar to the image I'm putting forth here. This darkened atmosphere. And I think we can go further because I'm going into these strategies. YouTube video is called A Safe Place, colon, Resident Evil Save Room Ambience dash atmospheric dark ambient music. Ultra relaxing. And it's this screen of, it's probably Claire Redfield, maybe at a keyboard or typewriter with a lamp. And in Resident Evil, if you've played the games, the save rooms where you can save your game are always safe places where the zombies can't get you. Strategies, the repeating again and the repeating again and the repeating again. But we're going to go get some water, and then we're going to get some water, and then we'll be back. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And we had to take off our hoodie because it was getting a little warm with this candle here. I love the candle. I love this shadowy glow, but the heat in the hoodie was getting to us. The heat in the hoodie was getting to us. Strategies, repetition. And what is so fantastic about this? So, repetition with an idea that we wanted to study or put into focus more, and just repeating it over and over again because it is not quite within our ability yet to say This is what I want to focus on. This is where I want my focus locked in and boom, have it be locked in. No, but it is within our ability to choose to say, very simple, anyone can do this. I'm going to repeat this again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And one reason I love this, one reason that I love this is because, ooh, I didn't even think about that. But I wrote, I said, you can repeat it until your mind goes numb. And who gives a shit if it does? Who gives a shit? Because you're repeating this one thing again and again, almost like not caring if it's driving you nuts. Who gives a shit? Repeat it again and repeat it again. And who gives a shit? It doesn't make your mind any more mush than binge watching a show or binge playing a game or flipping through your phone. It's not making your mind more mush than that. And you are, because as any student or teacher knows, studying works, you are putting it in there. But as you repeat it again, you're not even worried about trying to put it in there. Not trying is one of the very much so strategies we watch out for. We are not trying. The try hard, you die hard. That seemingly kicks our ass every time, where we try to strive. Oh, I want my power back. I want my power back. I want to get the fuck out of here. You strive and you try, and then you reap the fucking slaying. Fucking burn hard, crash and burn hard. I think it's got something to do with forcefulness or something. So the strategy we're going with, it's been really nice. Couple strategies is I still love the brainstorming. Start listing some things you can do for the day. As you list them, or once your list is done, or both, look at them, visualize them a little bit. And even we're okay now writing things on our brainstormed list that we might not even want to do. I could write go for a walk today on my list. And if it's in the morning and I'm kind of tired and I don't feel like going for a walk, and I don't even think I'm going to want to go for a walk during the day, but I've learned how to write it on my list because I'm just writing it on a list. That's it. A little bit of visualization. We're not going for a walk right then. We're just writing it on a list. We're just writing it on a list. A little bit of visualization. And then we'll get our list, and pretty soon one of them or some of them be like, oh, that doesn't seem so bad. Let's go do this, because we have to keep up with the activity, especially it seems like with all this Aries shit going on. You got to stay a little busy. You got to stay a little busy. And that's where the brainstorming helps, and having this list of activities, because it gives you something. Oh, I can go occupy myself with that. I can't sit here and drive my mind crazy and not move. That's not going to work. That's not gonna work. And alongside, this is a new one that's really awesome. When we get we've our minds happily uh adapted to this idea pretty quick. It kind of liked this idea, and I think it's kind of rolling with it. So I'm still pretty excited about it. And I say rolling with it where I think it's taking it on almost naturally. It's pretty awesome. When you get a big idea to do something, a lot of times I'd be like, "Oh, that would be cool. Let's just put goals," you know. But they also it's almost instantly followed by the idea paralyzing that you can't even begin. You're like, "Well, even if I began, I'm not gonna be able to continue it." But the training that we encouraged our mind that it seemed to have taken quite nicely to is you get that big idea and immediately send the mind, tell your mind, go to the smallest steps of that, the smallest steps of that. Look at that. If I want to do Pilates, usually I'll put on a video, get my change of clothes on. If some of that even seems too much, oh, I'm gonna just immediately do Pilates, start thinking about the workout itself, and I don't know if I can get myself motivated to do that. Well, I could get myself motivated to put the video on. That's not so bad. That's what I'm talking about. Sending your mind to the smallest pieces. That's fucking great. That's fucking great. And so far, I would be willing to wager that it's happened almost so smoothly, seamlessly that I wasn't even aware of the steps that I told my mind, okay, here's how we're gonna operate from now on. You get a big idea, we're gonna start thinking of the smallest immediately go to the smallest ways of starting it. And then we just follow the instinct and intuition of, oh, what do I feel like doing next? Okay, what's the next thing I can roll with? What's our next play here? And it does seem like at least, 2 days. I'm not gonna put a stamp of approval for 2 days experiment, but it's like we're almost rolling into these activities quite easily and seamlessly. Little friction, no forcing. It's cool. It's cool. I mean, we're still, I'll still do the little reminders, and that's nice. Okay, what's the smallest next steps? Oh, I've been sitting on this bench by the river. All right, well, I feel like I'm gonna go home now. Oh, that's a big project. Okay, smallest steps. We're just gonna walk over to the car. We're just gonna open the door, put one foot inside the car and then the other foot, and then we're gonna put the key in the ignition, close the door. It was cool because a couple days ago or a week or something, I was reminded of a paper I wrote in the 6th grade from a teacher named Mrs. Mishke, and she had us do this writing exercise where we were teaching someone and pretending that they had no idea how to do it, whatever activity it was we were gonna teach them. And she said, "You gotta be very specific in the writings." For example, a lot of kids picked, how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And they're like, "Well, you get a knife, and then you take the peanut butter and you put it on one slice of bread, you put the jelly on the other slice of bread, and in class, she would read these instructions and demonstrate, and she'd take, like, the jar of peanut butter and set it on top of the bread, or she would put, like, peanut butter on one side and jelly on the other side of the same slice. She would purposely fuck up and still follow the instructions. So, there's a lot more to this specificity of these small steps than meets the eye currently, because there's a lot that goes on with specificity, giving commands to your subconscious, and you look at your subconscious as a stupid child. Like, I think psychology shows a lot of our processes are, they're just taking commands, basic commands, and going down whatever programming is there. Whatever programming is there doesn't have your conscious intent. It's got it's got a programming of its own, and obviously it seems like we can affect that programming, but um there's intricate ways of doing so, I guess. So that's another one. We got the repeating, and we got what's the smallest next steps you can take. And we're on the attack. We are on the attack. Very, very soft attack. Very soft. Very soft. Because again, we don't want to get into that force and shit. So soft, in fact, with the repeating comes from almost a very neutral stance. We're not trying to like repeat again. We're not trying to throw any energy behind it. Very soft. Very soft. I think there was one more strategy we could talk about. I think there was one more. I don't know right now. I don't know. So I guess that's a good place to end on, a good note to end on. That's all she wrote. This has been another edition of The Way of the Daniel from a safe place, Resident Evil save room ambience, and the candle lighting our face. Coming at you from the west side. May you live long and prosper. May the force be with you. And may the odds be ever in your favor. Serious. And I almost don't even want to equate serious with heavy, because there is heavy and there is light. And I don't know that. Yeah, huh. We can do serious without heavy. Serious without heavy. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. 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 I I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.